Hello, peeps of the universe. My name is Dizzy Girl, and today we are playing What If? Now, this is a game where they ask certain questions and you say yes or no. You earn points. I don't know what the points are for, but okay, let's go. What if you could see a year into the future, but you forget 2 of your earliest years of your life each year? Ooh. No, I'd rather not. Yay! Okay. What if you and everyone you know live 100 youthful years longer, but you may never change socks or underwear? No, that's gonna be disgusting. That's ew. What if your farts are always 100% silent, but they smell twice as bad? No. That's disgusting. I'm only gonna do 40 of those, and I'll make a part 2 to this. Speaking of part 2s and parts, I'm not gonna do Five Nights at Freddy's part 3 with the third night, just because I, might have accidentally deleted it. I don't know how in the world I did this, but, I'm trying to get it back. So, when I finally get it back, or when I want to finally get it back, I will get it. Sorry. So, back to this now. What if you owned an underwater city, but you may never surface again? I mean, can I breathe? I guess, sure. It depends if I could breathe. What if your friends could answer these awesome questions too and you would get 5? But you had to choose which friends to deserve this crazy game. No, because it's too crazy. What if you got to travel 500 years into the future for a day, then back again, but your right hand became a foot? That's my right hand. I write with my right hand, so no. I'm sorry. That's so sad. What if you I guess he meant to say had, or her, whoever it is. What if you had your own personal driver who drove you whenever and wherever you wanted, but he always drove you in a rusty old greaser car with a trailing exhaust pipe? No, to me it'd be disgusting. What if you got to pick Wow. What if you got to pick anyone to be your best friend, but you must have sex with each other once and once only? I would pick a boy that I like. Then, I guess sure. Wow, 50-50! Holy crap! That's so cool. What if your farts are odorless, but they sound twice as loud? See, more farts like this. As long as it's in a bathroom, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Being a girl here, that was sort of weird. What if you received a magical window wiper that could make anything invisible, but you had, again, another one, Hade, but you had to use it on all your shoes and socks? No. I like my shoes. What if aliens came to Earth, but a war started between us that lasted for 10 years? No. I don't want aliens to come at all. What if you can go 50 years back in time, but you can never talk to someone you know today ever again? I'd be okay with that, because I wouldn't talk to a certain enemy. What if you got free access to all games, movies, books, and comics, and free food every day, but you may not leave your home for 10 years. I mean, haven't left my home for 10 years. Considering how old I am now. I'd have to say, yeah, sure, why not? What if you get to know when and how you die, but you can't affect it in any way whatsoever? Oh. Yeah, sure. I'd at least want to know. You know, to kind of be prepared. What if you were lucky and happy every day, but you turned into an animal of your choice? That would be amazing. I would. Wow. I would be happy. I'd turn into a bird. Just because I think they're awesome. And they're so free! They're up in the air and they're so happy. Anyway, what if you got a luxury villa just by the beach, but all sand you walk on is quicksand? No, I'd die. What if you could be in a movie, but it was a porno? Huh. Porno? No. I don't want my butt on TV. I don't want my vagina on TV. I think I'm okay. What if you got any clothes from any store for free, but you can never wear matching shoes or socks? It says shoes or socks. I don't wear matching socks anyway, so it's not like it's a bad thing for me. It said or, so. What if you could... Really? What if you could become, is what it meant to say, the next king or queen of Sweden, but you had to marry a person of royal blood? Sure. I don't care. What if you really needed more things to buy something nice, but you could get it through the in-game store? No. Because fuck those. What if your fridge was always full of good food, but you must go to church every Sunday morning? I'm okay with that. I'd be pleasant with that, actually. What if it's always the perfect temperature wherever you go, but your bed is always freezing? I'd bring socks to bed, is all I'd say. 'Cause usually I burn up in bed anyway, so it's not like it's a bad thing for me. What if you get to be any Disney princess or prince, but for me it's just princess, but you won't live happily ever after? What'll happen to me? Will I die? No. No. What? Well, you don't live happily ever after anyway in life. You die, obviously. Like any other person would. What if you got to hang with any celebrity for a whole week, but paparazzi followed you around all week? Sure, yeah. No shame. No shame, no game, huh? What if heaven and hell existed, but if you answer yes, you are committing an unforgivable sin and you will go to hell? No. Does that mean I get starter things? No. What if you could be any animal, but never be human again? Sure, okay. I'd die and be reborn as a bird. What if you could look like whoever you wanted, but you never got to wear underwear again? I like underwear. Guys might not like pants. I like underwear. I like covering that area. What if you could go drown into... What? What if you could go... down into Split without problem, but once a year got kicked in the crutch? I meant to say crotch. Um, no, no. What if all your meals are cooked by the best master chef, but you must always eat with your hands only? Sure, as long as I get to eat. What if everyone in the world lived good lives, but you were tortured every day for 20 years? No. Screw you guys! Cartman. What if your hair changed color every day, but every day you get $100? Yes! I'd be just perfectly fine with that. I really don't care. What if you could go 50 years into the future, but you died 20 years later? Wouldn't that break the space-time continuum? No. What if you could change gender whenever you wanted, but you became slightly uglier every time you did? Then I wouldn't change gender, so no. The answer is no. What if you could turn water into wine, but you only get to drink wine? That sounds fun. That actually sounds sounds really fun. What if you could get 10 of those star thingies and mix things up a little bit by trying our other game? This or that? No. Too bad. What if all people were black, but you were white? I got this question earlier, and I said no. Just because. What if you had... I'm not racist. It's... That question's really racist. It makes me feel racist as a person, and I'm not. What if you had a tree that grew money as leaves, but when you took money from it, 50,000 other trees die? Ooh. I think they meant to put a comma there, but in between, instead of that. Yeah, no. What if you had a USB connection in your neck where you could save and read information? That'd be weird. But you dreamed only in the form of ones and zeros. I'd probably dream a 1 and 0 Disneyland world. Sure, I'd be okay with that. It'd be weird to have something like that on your neck, but good lord. What if the next person you kiss will be crazy in love with you and never be able to leave you? But you had to kiss a person within 24 hours, otherwise you'll be forever alone. Well, I guess that means I'm literally gonna have to force their lips onto me. Sure. What if you could know any person's name, age, and gender, but nobody remember your name? No! Nobody remembers my name anyway. What if your partner enjoys sex twice as much, but you enjoy sex half as much? No, I want it to be equal. Okay, I did one more than I actually expected. But you guys actually got a glimpse of that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, and comment. I can't get the words out. Anyway, I will see you soon. Peace!